everyone, I'm Andrea Karnes from the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth, and today I'm going to talk to you about a work that I think is maybe one of the most peculiar looking works in the Modern Art Museum's permanent collection, and it is called For Carl Andre from 1970. It's a work by the artist Lynda Benglis. So the work is a milestone commission for the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth. It was from Benglis's poured sculpture series, and it was poured in place in our old building in 1970. And it's a very physical act. It involved pouring pigment into polyurethane and then actually physically pouring it into the corner of the museum. So the work is often now in the same gallery where we place minimalism, and it is a corner piece. So it looks like this oozing black blob that is just coming out of the corner for what reason, who knows, and it's sort of at odds with the rest of the work in the room that are much quieter and much more hard-edged and straight-lined and geometric in form. So the work really is kind of this moment in history in which Benglis is acknowledging abstract expressionism, because the work is it's abstract and very gestural in form, and her movements were very gestural to create it, and also pop art, which was still influential at this time in 1970, because the materials that she uses are not traditional art materials. And then also minimalism, and that is apparent mostly in Benglis's title, For Carl Andre. Carl Andre is an artist associated with the minimalist movement. So Carl Andre's work is, unlike Benglis's, made of geometric form, very modular. We have several works of his in our collection as well, and usually they're in the same room. But these modular object-based forms that are abstract but geometric, not free form, and that are fabricated or machine-made like most of the minimalists. So when Benglis creates this homage to Carl Andre, she sort of flies in the face of minimalism. She uses this organic form, and it's handmade. There's a physicality about it that can't be denied, especially because she poured it in place, and it just looks so physical. And the form really is so organic, and yet it's frozen in time because it is polyurethane that dried in place. So the work is really Benglis's acknowledgement of all of these movements that were swirling around at the time and that were highly influential, but that sort of lacked very many, if any, women. So Benglis is part of the feminist movement at the time. Her work becomes even more overtly feministic as time goes on in certain series. But with this work, we see these counter dynamics of male-female, just the sort of, Andre's rigid forms and Benglis's organic forms, and also natural versus man-made. Also the idea of free form versus structure. So all of these things are sort of conflicting with minimalism, which makes the work, in one sense, paying reverence to minimalism in Carl Andre, like she is with abstract expressionism and pop art, but in another sense being very irreverent by its humorous title and strange look. So I hope that helped demystify Lynda Benglis's For Carl Andre for some of you, and I hope we can see you all and you can see the piece in person again soon. Thanks.